you're on tour actually.
Yeah.
How's it going? Are you happy with the public reaction?
Oh man, it's been incredible. I feel so lucky and humbled by the reaction that this tour has brought for me around the world. I feel super grateful. Yeah.
Okay. In May, you released a new album, I Love You, I'm Trying. What is the meaning of this album title?
You know, I think for a lot of people right now in my generation, we are confronted with a lot of different ways that we could be living our lives, and with that comes this constant feeling that your best isn't enough. There's so many different kinds of people you could be. So I feel like it was something I found myself saying a lot, looking for forgiveness or understanding from the people around me when I wasn't able to show up for myself or show up for them.
Okay. I personally find this album calmer than the others musically. Is this intentional to try to get the message across better and to focus more on lyrics?
Yeah, maybe. I think that was definitely like something I wanted to do, was use this album to build out a world that has more moments that are soft or lush, because I love so many different kinds of music, and because I do, as my mental health gets worse, sometimes find this strange calm wash over me. It's not always accessible for me to express my low points in anger. Anger comes from being in a reactive place, and sometimes when I'm at my lowest is actually when I'm not picking up the phone, or when I don't have that much to say. And so I wanted the album to have this kind of calmness and this relaxing feeling, almost of falling or slipping into a deep sleep or something like that. And then of course there are moments where that crescendos and builds into something much bigger and more chaotic. I love rock and roll. I'll always be a rock and roll artist, but I think with this new album I wanted to make something that explored a lot of different genres and different styles.
Okay. Tell us a little more about the song Heather. Was this song complicated for you to write and to tell the story?
Yeah, I wanted to write a song that spoke to the relationship I have with fans, and to the feeling of profound loss that I feel when they are unable to show up for themselves. And sometimes that does culminate in self-harm. And my generation has more instances of suicide and self-harm than any before it. It's really important that we discuss that. And so it was quite difficult for me when I reflected on what this song might mean to people, but also it was extremely relieving to write it, because it was a thing that had been weighing on me quite heavily. So I don't remember the experience of writing that song being one that was difficult or painful, because I had a really clear understanding of what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. And only once I started touring and performing for people and watching people's reaction and hearing people's own experiences of losing loved ones or having attempted suicide themselves, did I realize that it would be such a heavy song to carry around.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The song When the Bomb Goes sounds a little bit more oriental. Where did you find this inspiration, sorry?
It sounds a lot more what?
Oriental.
Oriental. I don't know. I think that the song itself, we just kind of chopped up a guitar riff, and I guess it kind of sounds however it sounds. We really just wanted to sample in the way that I love hip hop, which draws inspiration from old records from around the world. We just cut up a guitar riff, almost more like a hip hop record, I guess.
Okay. Can you explain to us what it means to you to do things with half your art?
Without my art?
With half your art. It's a reference to the song Half of My Art.
Oh, I see what you're asking. I think being non-committal, like when I think of my song Half My Heart, and the lyric is, I don't know why I'm running away if I end up back at the start with half my heart. It's when I have an opportunity to commit and instead run off and run away from my nature, I will end up inevitably back there, but then worse off having let down the people around me. And I think it draws again on that theme of just like the difficulties I have disappointing people, and sometimes I need the time and space to process what's going on in my life, and unfortunately I got to deal with the consequences when other people are tired of waiting around for me.
Okay. Why are you hiding yourself on your album cover? Is it a way of saying that all these years you have tried to hide your emotions?
Yeah, that's absolutely a way of interpreting it. I think that the album itself deals with the fantasy of disappearing. And so the album cover is a very literal interpretation of these themes of questioning your place in the world and your mortality. So I think it kind of stemmed from that, from how can we make these allusions, these like hints and winks at mortality, like the logo of the album being this kind of snow angel that almost looks like a record, and the album cover being cloaked in this invisibility. I think all of that was like playing on these themes of not being sure if I felt like sticking around.
Okay. Can we say that this album had liberating and healing effects on you?
Yeah, it was absolutely an incredible experience to make it, and it's been such a joy to tour it. I think that I recognize that over the 5-6 years of being Grandson, my music has changed a lot. What I write about changes a lot, but I too am changing, and I feel like, if anything, the way in which my music evolves and shifts is more true to my audience than if I had stayed the same in my records. So with that in mind, this album was an album in which I changed a lot, and I'm super, super grateful for that, and I'm really excited about what I get to do next, because to have gone through what I've gone through making this project and having fans still here, selling out these shows around the world, empowers me and inspires me, and I just can't wait to keep going. So it has been an album that's been a big success in my life, and so I'm lucky for that.
Are you yet working on the next episode?
Not yet, man. I've been thinking about it. I've been beginning to wrap my head around what I want to do next. But I'm trying to be present in this part, because in the past I have taken this part for granted, maybe. Like, this is only my third time here in Europe. I felt like it was something I would get to do for the rest of my life, and then of course the pandemic shut that down, so I made a promise that if I was going to come do this, I would do it as much with as much of myself as I can, and it's hard when you're constantly worried about what you're going to do next. So I'm going to make new shit. It's going to be amazing. But right now I'm trying to make this tour amazing and give this current album room to breathe, after which point I can begin to do something different.
Okay. Are you considering doing a feat with K-Flay and integrating into one of your future albums, given the fact that you're very close to him?
Yeah. Christine K-Flay is a dear, dear friend of mine. We got to tour America together. We've written songs together in the past, and we'll definitely keep working. She actually worked on a couple songs on the album with me, and I feel really, really lucky that my friends make dope shit, and that I make dope shit. She just put out an album herself, actually. It's called Mono, and y'all should go listen to it right after you listen to mine. Listen to mine first, then go listen to hers.
You used to talk about more political subjects. Is this a theme that you plan to talk again in your next albums?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I needed to make an album that was more introspective and and personal first, and explore what I was dealing with and going through. And now that I have been working more on my mental health and getting stronger, I feel that I have more to give when it comes to using my music to uplift other people and discuss other subjects going on in the world.
You have a very eclectic style of music. What are the bands or artists that inspires you? Who motivated you to do music?
Oh, so many. So many. I was very motivated by artists that brought elements of hip hop and showmanship and MCing in a classical sense into guitars and rock and roll. So artists like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Rage Against the Machine and Linkin Park and Ben Harper and G Love and soul artists, and then rappers like Eminem and Mac Miller and J. Cole and Drake, and producers and DJs like Skrillex, and I've had a large list of artists in different genres that I was a big fan of, that led to me wanting to make music as well.
Okay. Will we have the chance to see you on the Hellfest in France one day?
Y'all gotta book me for this shit. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Let's go do it. You know, let's go. I'm ready. So, yes, absolutely. If I can have the opportunity, then I would love to.
Okay. Thanks a lot for your time.
Merci beaucoup.
Have a great gig tonight.
Let's go. Sold out. I'll see you there.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Ha ha ha!